Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 222 for the week of May 13th. I am Alca7raz, and with me as normal is Nemesis.
Hey there.
Hey. Yes, that's our 2-ziversary.
Yeah.
If we could have a 1-ziversary in the show, we can have our 2-ziversary. Yes. We'll even put on a horrible play for you.
No.
One of us can be bad actors.
Oh no.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got yet another episode. It's gonna be another short one because news is just not all there this past few weeks. Not a lot has been happening.
Right.
Though we do have Everfree coming up.
Everfree is coming up.
I cannot wait for that. It's less than a week. Less than a week now. It's coming up soon. I am very excited for that. Anyway, like I said, we got a little bit of news, not a huge amount. We've got the new episode of My Little Pony to talk about. And we've got a little bit of fan content as well. So, let's jump into the news as we normally do. If you would like to follow along, you can find our show notes at pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. Remember, that's LIBSYN. So go there, click the link for the newest episode, or this episode if it's not the newest when you're listening, whatever. And let's get into this. In convention news, BronyCon has announced Nick Confalone.
Yeah. Wrote things like Sadoro Review, Forgotten Friendship.
Good episodes. Good writer.
Yeah.
In fandom news, Fall of Vanderfold Outland has released its full version. Those things come out really quick.
Spooks.
Yep, spooky games. In merchandise news, Hasbro has released a really short clip showcasing the new Cutie Mark Crew toys. It's really short and it says absolutely nothing.
Shows you some of the toys and it's like there's a weird food theme.
That's it. And the new McDonald's toy line that was appearing in Korea and others that we talked about last week. It was kind of teased.
Korea and other countries.
And other countries. Yes. It is, in fact, based on the Cutie Mark Crew line, and ad has shown up in a Russian McDonald's, showing them along with the Transformers equivalents.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like South Korea, Russia, and Italy, I think, is confirmed that they're showing up in.
Yes.
We'll see how long they take to hit the States.
Mm.
And a new Cruising Cutie Mark Crusaders toy set has appeared. It looks like the fan series and possibly the Guardians of Harmony like. It doesn't say Guardians of Harmony, but the figures...
It's not fan series for sure.
It's not, not the fan series figures, but it does look like the Guardians of Harmony type.
Articulation, yeah.
With the articulation, although they don't have elbows because they're too small. It doesn't say Guardians of Harmony, but it does look like that same sort
I think they dropped that line. But yeah, because the whole packaging of everything's different, so it's just they're just reintroducing articulated toys without the Guardians of Harmony thing,
which is cool. Might have to get that just for Scootaloo
and your scooter.
And this, yes, comes with a whole bunch of other accessories too.
It looks like, let's see, a helmet for Scootaloo, and I'm trying to. It looks like knee pads, maybe.
Maybe
no. Oh, roller skates.
Roller skates.
Yeah. Okay.
That would make sense.
Okay.
Yep, roller skates.
And a wagon.
Yeah, helmet, scooter, and wagon. Plus the CMC. All three. In comic news, a preview for Friendship is Magic issue number 66 is up on iTunes.
Yes.
Hope you ordered that.
Oh, right. The one where there's a movie being based off their lives.
Yes. I think I've seen a couple of the previews.
Heck.
Yeah. I've seen a couple clips get posted from like the preview, little clippings from the stuff. Some in particular, there's a reference to an earlier comic that you had issues with, so we'll see how they handle that one. I don't know the context of it yet. And moving on, Equestria Girls news: the Too Hot to Handle short is now up on YouTube.
Yep, that's the the hot sand with Pinky.
Yes.
And the snow cones and
the fact that Dash could have just grabbed them all.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. And last bit of news, a French TV channel released a promo for season 8, which includes some scenes from future episodes, including the finale.
Yes.
I've purposely not watched it because I'm trying to stay spoiler free. But I think someone else here may have already watched it.
Yeah, I watched it. It's not huge huge amount of stuff because like literally like a 15-second clip.
Yeah.
Or set of clips, 25-second. But yeah, a whole lot of new stuff. Mostly stuff we've seen, but there's a couple of things like, hey, wait a minute. That's new. It's all in French though, so I have no idea what they're saying. Spoiler, there's a ball.
Oh no, that changes everything. So yes, that is the news.
Yep.
That's it. Like I said, it's short. It's been short these past few weeks. Next week's going to be interesting. I don't know, maybe in 2 weeks we'll have 2 weeks worth of news. Might have a regular amount for once. Anyway, moving on to our discussion topic, we're going to talk about the new Pony episode, and it is non-compete clause. To attempt to summarize, there's a Teacher of the Month thing at Twilight's school, and Fluttershy wins it again, much to Applejack. Wow, gonna struggle with that one this entire episode's gonna be struggling with that one. Much to Applejack and Rainbow Dash's dismay, Twilight then decides that they need to do a field trip with some of the students, and decides to put Applejack and Rainbow Dash in charge of it, because, you know, those two will be great to show the...
Despite objections.
Despite their objections, because, you know, those two will be great to show how to work together as a team, right? So they do that, and it goes badly. Basically, for the rest of the episode is those two bickering amongst each other in various different ways, and trying to figure out who's the better leader, and then trying just a whole bunch of bickering, much to the students' dismay, until they all learn their lesson at the very end when they...
Despite everything.
Yeah, despite everything. Somehow they learn a lesson after rescuing Applejack and Rainbow Dash from falling into a river full of piranhas.
More or less.
Gonna be honest, this wasn't actually my favorite. It wasn't a bad episode, but it wasn't... It's not my favorite of the season so far.
It's not great.
I think it just spent too much time on just the bickering, constant bickering.
That was the whole thing.
I know, but they could have done it differently. Like, put the bickering more to the background and focus a little bit more on the students. But, I don't know, it just, the pacing kind of felt a little awkward at times. And just the lesson, I don't know, it just kind of felt weird.
It kind of felt like a reversion back to old Applejack and Dash.
A bit, yeah, because they've always been competitive, but they had already at one point supposedly learned how to...
Even brings it up in the episode.
It even, I thought you were past this. Yeah, we all are asking kind of the same question there.
They're just mad because Fluttershy's winning trophies and they're not.
Yeah. So, it's like, it's not a bad episode, but it's definitely not my favorite. It's just a constant... We get it. They're bickering, and it kind of got grating after a while.
Yeah. So, Dash in a nutshell. I mean...
Say that again?
What?
Say that. No, say it. Say it.
I have to say it again.
Yeah, you have to say it, because I didn't quite catch it.
So anyway, the thing in this episode was, yeah, it's not a particularly great one, and it's a new writer, and it shows they're not used to the characters quite yet.
Yeah, and I get that for a new writer. It's going to take anyone a little bit of time. So I'm not going to say that they're a bad writer.
The new writer, Kim Bayer-Johnson.
Kim Bayer-Johnson, yes. New to the show, and I mean, they didn't do a horrible job. I mean, it's like they did start to do research, which is more than I can say about some other writers. They did reference things that have happened in the past. They did kind of bring up an old thing, so obviously they knew something about the two characters. I just think it could have been done a little bit differently. Credit where credit is due.
You get this feeling that Twilight was new that they were going to bicker, but was giving them a shot anyway. And then, you guys really screwed up.
Yeah, I think I was hoping more for a... Well, like you said, it was like Twilight knew there was going to be problems, but was hoping that they would, get past that and still have, a proper field trip. I think I was hoping more of a knew they weren't going to, and it was more going to be a lesson for those two.
Because they're teachers doesn't mean they're still not learning.
I think I would have preferred it if that was the case. If Twilight's intent was to teach those two a lesson more than the students, but her intent did seem to be it was for the students and just accidentally worked.
Mm-hmm.
And on that point, the accidentally worked. That was kind of weird at the very end because when they were rescuing him, it was obviously they knew that wasn't the intent. They acted like they knew that wasn't what Applejack.
That was really weird.
And all of a sudden they flipped at at first I thought they were lying on purpose to cover for the two. But then they almost didn't. I don't know. That just felt weird.
Yeah.
It's like, are they covering or are they not covering for the mistakes?
Or it's just maybe just thought they just got to the point of they just saw how their behavior was and just it's so stupid it has to be an act. You get to that point, you can't. It just has to be fake.
Well, it wasn't. The ending was they were acting just because they were acting, trying to be too cooperative.
I know. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the whole thing where it's like, like the students are looking at these are the teachers and they're doing the opposite of what they've been supposed to do the whole day. Yeah. So it's like you'd think eventually it's like, oh, it worked out in the end. It probably was an act. Then.
Yeah, I guess. But it's just weird. They didn't show any of that until the very end when they got back to the school. Yeah. It's like, I don't know.
Well,
I guess that's probably with the pacing. It's just...
I don't think that's as much of a problem as you think it is.
Well, it's not a huge problem. It's just a little nag at the end.
I never said you said it was a huge problem, but I think it was just the idea was they thought they were just bickering, which they were, and then they got to the end where it just got so ridiculous as like, that's so over the top it has to be an act, and really they are really just like that. And so that's what I think what it is. It's about just they saw it for what it was, but then they got so ridiculous they thought, okay, it just can't be real.
Wow, it's just I don't know,
because it did get really stupid at the end.
Yes, it did, but even at the end, they showed no inclination of thinking it was an act, and then they went straight to the school, and there was very little time for them all to come to the same conclusion.
It's probably the whole time was because at the time their whole focus was we gotta save them from dying.
Yeah.
And then while they're walking back from school, that's what they figured out. But yeah,
all but one had the thought of saving them from dying.
Yeah.
Gallus didn't.
Gallus had the right idea, I think.
Just leave them there.
Just leave them. Oh well. Yeah, because it's like we just fly over. No, we gotta build a bridge.
How many of them can't fly? Out of the entire group, not many can't fly.
Yeah. Let's see.
You can easily just carry them. I mean,
there's like 3 non-flyers in the entire group.
There's Applejack, and Sandbar, and Yona.
Yeah. Everyone else can fly.
Yeah, I think that's literally it. Everyone else can fly.
Yeah.
Everyone just carry those 3 over, and problem solved.
No big deal. But yeah, they were like, yeah, we'll just fly. No, we can't do that. We have to build a bridge. Because we got to teach you something about teamwork. Yeah.
All that just because they wanted to win a trophy.
Yeah, I won a trophy that bad. Speaking of the Fluttershy,
just the face.
Picture. Yeah, just
every picture.
Every single one.
The same picture.
That's the thing, is there are 9 pictures taken of Fluttershy.
Yeah, so it's 9.
And these are Teacher of the Month, so 9 months have passed.
We give at least 9 months, which is, like you were telling me earlier, that's about a whole school year. A normal school year.
Unless they're a year-round school.
Yeah.
Which, oh boy.
You've already been around for a year.
And so if they do something later in the season where it's like, oh, this is the end of your first year, like that will
could be, like you said, year long, or maybe they're just their years are different. They just have more months in a year. Maybe they only have 2-week months, or maybe their year is longer.
I really doubt that.
Maybe their year is like 500 days.
I really doubt this.
I don't know. The sun moves around the Earth.
That's called retroactively changing things just because you screwed up your own timeline.
It's not the first time this has happened. I don't know. You did a whole thing on timelines.
Yeah, I know, which is already wrong because they've already shot that with one of the Equestria Girls shorts. They just killed it entirely. You gotta be seniors. Nope, they're juniors. They can't be seniors because they just had summer break and they're coming back next year.
Eternal students. Speaking of students, it's interesting that an entire school for this one group of students, I guess, the field trip was just this one group.
Yeah, I guess they're in a class together, which is it's still weird because we know there's more students in the school.
Yes, but the field trip only involves these ones.
Yeah, just these 6. That's not even a full class, so it's kind of odd. Like I think it's just budget.
Yeah, I mean that's why it's you only gonna include the ones we have voices for.
Voices and names.
Yes. And they didn't actually really have to learn anything because they already figured out the teamwork in the premiere.
I mean, they're doing teamwork throughout the whole thing.
They learned how to kind of work together in the premiere, so this was kind of a pointless episode
that too.
in its entirety.
It's bizarre. It's really bizarre.
It is. It's just weird.
The whole episode just kind of is just almost. It pretty much feels pointless, actually.
It does. It does, and it kind of sucks because I wanted a good episode with Rainbow Dash in it.
It exists.
It exists.
It takes up space, and that's all it does.
I said it's not a horrible episode. It's not bad, but it's definitely not my favorite.
I can't foresee any episode really being much worse. Oh,
well, okay, don't say that. We've had much worse before.
But
I
can't imagine anything
end up on the bottom.
being much lower than this in our end of the season list. This is gonna be towards the bottom.
Well, I hope nothing we always hope that there's nothing really that far down, but we've always had those episodes where it's just like, this one isn't. It's definitely not the worst episode.
It's subpar though,
but it's it's gonna be down there on the list.
I would say it's subpar.
Yeah, it's below that halfway point. I found myself multiple times while watching it,
almost checking out.
just like, okay, let's go on. Let's move on. We get it.
We get it. You guys are arguing again.
Yeah, I found myself doing that multiple times during this episode.
You feel the frustration of the students.
Yes, like I said, that's like put the bickering more into the background, focus more on the students, and make that the focus so that the audience, is there with the students watching this. That probably would have worked a little bit better.
Yeah, because I mean, the first activity is building an apple shed.
Yep.
Which, it's Applejack exploiting free labor.
Yep.
Good capitalist.
So just like any other small school.
Yep.
It's the home ec class where you get to fix stuff up for the school because they can't afford to have contractors come out.
Yeah. Yeah, and Dash screws that up because you gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast and drops a roof on the thing. Just drops it.
Before that, also does a really bad job building the rest of the like 3 walls of the shed.
For doing it in mid-air by herself, I gotta give her some credit.
It stood for a few minutes.
It stood, and it had the right shape.
Well,
so,
barely.
Credit where credit is due. She built it in mid-air. Just kind of free-floating.
No credit when you failed, still.
It stood, and it had the right shape.
But it didn't hold.
Well, not...
Which means it's a failure.
It's not really meant to hold.
The one thing that stood was the part the students made.
Yes.
Properly. Then they had the canoe thing, which...
Yes.
Dash just wanted to beat a record. That only she knew about, apparently.
She probably just made it.
That was weird. They're all paddling on the same side of the boat, which would mean they would go in a circle. Not in a straight line.
Yep.
Also, initially, they were rowing in different directions because Applejack was messing with that because,
yep.
I don't know, it almost felt like active sabotage.
Yep.
And then they're not piranhas, but there's something similar to it. They gave them a specific name, and I don't remember where now.
Yeah, I've forgotten. They're piranhas.
Essentially.
With wings.
Yeah.
They can't fly with, thankfully.
I just remember the word bite in somewhere in the name.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's... Yeah, because there's a fork in the river, and it's like, oh, one of these got these evil, bad fish. And the other way's fine. Dash like, just go that way, I can see the finish line, but there's fish that are going to bite at us. No, we can't go... No. Yeah. And then the students, rather than, stopping rowing, they just kept going into a rock.
We're just going to go right into a rock until we're told otherwise.
And then Yona... That's how it works.
Swim. Yep. Yona can't swim, so
of course her life preserver gets torn off.
Yep. Of course.
Almost drowned until... Oh, hey, yeah, the hippogriff and the changeling. What?
Bitacudas.
Bitacudas. See, I knew bite was in
Yeah, I knew bite was in it, but
But
and then aliens come in. Oh wait.
yeah, so you got the two water ones who are able or change into water things go in and swim and get Yona, and then Twilight comes and yells. I was like, Twilight's like, really? Did you?
Really?
Twilight's like, yeah, I'm putting my foot down. I'm taking over.
No.
No. And then of course they pretend Twilight's suspicious, rightfully so. No, we're getting along
together.
now.
See.
And Twilight's, all right, but I'm picking the next activity. Then nature walk. You can't possibly screw that up. The gang screws up the nature walk.
Of course they can screw that up. You underestimate them.
Including going in circles.
Yep. Because they couldn't decide because I was like, no, you decide. No, you decide. No, you decide.
Yeah, that was the thing. They changed their argument to trying to get to the other's idea because we're cooperating.
No, you're not.
Yeah, it's kind of in some ways, pretty frustrating to watch.
It is at times frustrating.
And I cannot imagine this episode being particularly popular in the fandom.
Certain aspects of it might take certain pieces out here and there and use them. It's like I'm probably going to see a lot of reaction images. Yeah. Already seeing a lot of reaction images.
Yeah, but beyond that, you're really not going to... I don't think this episode is going to be particularly popular, and most people are going to try to forget it exists.
Possibly, yeah.
I know. I remember seeing going into this, people were like, "Oh, great, another episode. Applejack and Rainbow Dash can't just fight for the entire time."
Mm-hmm.
I thought they already learned this lesson. Why are we doing it again? It's weird. I mean, they got all tangled up in there. There's also at the end they got tangled up in the vine/stick thing because they're building two separate bridges and got somehow all collapsed into a round cage for them to get dangle over the Bitacudas.
Yep.
And then that was weird. The changeling, what's her face? No.
Ocellus?
Something like that. I remember
Ocellus. It's Ocellus.
Yeah, Ocellus. She turns into a large version of Bitacuda that retains her own colors, though, which is like, oh, okay.
I mean, you can change anything you want.
I guess we gotta make sure everyone knows that's her.
Yep.
Sure, why not? Yeah, beyond that, there's really, honestly, not a whole lot of substance to this episode.
Yeah, there really isn't.
I mean, there was the bit at the beginning where I liked that. It's like all of them were like when Applejack and Dash both were volunteering, and then Ty's like, "Oh, just go together," and everyone's like, Oh
yes, Pinky's line was great. That was just
like, who would be better?
Names each one of them. This potted plant.
Professor Potted Plant.
Oh man, that would have been a perfect case to bring back one of the things from Party of One. Madame LaFlower. Yeah.
Rocky.
Wasn't there a potted something as well in Party of One?
Turnips.
There was a turnip, I guess.
The turnips.
Bring back the turnips.
Bucket of turnips or something. But anyway, it's just everyone knew it was a bad idea, and guess what? It was a bad idea.
It was a bad idea.
It feels like the episode was just entirely pointless and kind of it was a pointless retread of things that we've already kind of gone over in not in particularly entertaining way either.
Yeah.
Because Running Out the Leaves, that episode, Fall with Their Friends.
Yeah, Fall with Their Friends.
The same sort of thing, just kind of, better.
Better.
Yeah, it's just kind of, I get this feeling that, I don't know, the new writer kind of gets the characters, but almost like they did some research, but kind of stopped partway through the series. I mean, I'm just glad that, Twilight's giving him a chance, but then also knows, okay, yeah, they're screwing up too much. Better step in.
Yeah.
And also even at the end when they, the students were talking about it, it's like, you two were actually arguing the entire time, weren't you?
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah.
Yeah. And then they start arguing again.
Yep. And Ty just, whatever. I'm done.
I think the hanging cage was like a Pirates of the Caribbean reference.
Yeah, could be. Or just saying
because that was a thing.
Yeah, it was, but it could just be a cage.
Like a rat in a cage.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice to see the, I guess, new students back, but they weren't really again, there's not a whole lot for them. There wasn't a whole lot for them to do. So they're just kind of still on their one-note character type thing. We kind of was worried about in the premiere.
Yeah, I mean,
we got the Griffins being sarcastic. The dragon's a bit angry. The Hippogriff is just laughing.
Although it wasn't to the extremes.
Yeah.
So they did cull things back a little bit.
Yeah. And
still wasn't great.
Yeah, it's not a great episode, and I foresee it being one of the weakest of the season.
Same.
And we really don't have a whole lot to say, really.
Again,
there's not a whole lot to
talk about without just ragging on it.
Yeah,
some of the animation was nice.
Some of the animation was nice. We got some food faces, and
yeah,
there's some good lines here and there, but
could have been better. Could have been worse, but it could have been better. Would have preferred.
At least there's no Starlight.
There was no. There's your silver lining, I guess. So I guess that's enough ragging on this episode.
I got nothing else to say, really.
I don't want to say anything else
without repeating myself.
Yeah. Anyway.
Or without repeating myself.
We'll move on to fan content. We'll start off with some music. I've got 2 I'm going to feature this week. First one is DJ Shadow Music's Ways. This one, it's an instrumental, and I really like it because it's just nice and mellow, and it's got this like uplifting sort of feel to it. I like the flow and the emotion that it's got. It's just really nice to listen to.
Yeah, it's got a piano with electronic backing. Yeah, it's generally very light.
Yes,
and also kind of spacey.
Yeah, it's got that sort of trancey, spacey kind of a feel to it. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
The next one is One Small Thing remixed by Join the Herd.
One small little thing to do with you, you know. No, you haven't. One small thing doesn't seem like a lot. One small thing worth with the time you've got. Soon one small thing becomes 2. After 2, perhaps another few. Then one small thing is not so small. One small thing can be the biggest thing of all.
This one, I absolutely love. Absolutely love this one. It's really bouncy. It's really good. It keeps that bounciness and feeling of the original song, but it builds upon that. It makes it so much more, and it's so well done. Yeah. I really love what JDH did with this one. It's just really good. Really good use of vocal clips in areas. Good flow to it, the build-ups, and then the breaks where it calms down a bit more and it comes back. I love the flow. I really like the layering effect on the vocals that they did. That sort of electronic layering on vocals. It kind of reminds me of Imogen Heap. But I love that effect. I love how it was used here. It's just a really good song.
Yeah, a lot of the vocal effects actually made it sound like it was underwater. Which,
well,
yeah. I really don't have anything else to say, though.
It was a good song.
It was a good song. I don't have a lot to say about it.
He's already said everything.
Pretty much.
Anyway, you've got fanfic to talk about, so
a couple things
talk about
fanfic-wise. First off, some updates. Yes, I Don't Need Magic did update with new chapter as promised by the author.
Yay.
And let's see this one. It talks more about some of the stuff with magic. They're doing some more experiments on stuff. There's some talk in there about like Sunset's, I guess, feelings regarding Twilight. Kind of things are kind of there, but also, oh no, we can't really, because I mean, we don't.
They're
really
ideologically
like
different.
We don't really like each other that much yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're just starting over, and also Starlight's a butt.
Also, Starlight's a butt.
Someone in the comments used a much harsher word, but yeah. And the Enchanted Kingdom, that also got a new chapter.
Woo!
Yes, in which Twilight has a nasty dream and meets Luna.
And then meets Luna.
Yeah.
Yay! The princesses are meeting.
Yeah, princesses are meeting. Also, it looks like we all have a bit of a memory as well regarding Discord. Twilight's memory of Discord from back in the day.
Yes.
So that's there too.
But it was also in a nightmare.
But memory can be a nightmare.
Yes, a memory can be a nightmare.
So there's the updates.
But that's not all you have.
That's all I have, indeed. I have a featured fic this week. Another one. It's called It Started With a Whisper by RadiantBeam, who I featured way back when. It's a 10,000 word one-shot, or nearly 11,000 word, and it's about Twilight and kind of learning the dark side of fame that comes with being an alicorn princess. And how ponies tend to write about your love life, even if it's completely untrue, just because they want to sell papers or whatever. And she's, complaining about this to her girlfriend, Sunset. Yeah, it's the story itself is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's not like any twists or turns or anything. It's mostly the whole thing is just the dialogue between Twilight and Sunset, just it's the interaction between those two. That's the whole purpose of the fic, I guess. Not the story is just there just to make them talk.
Yeah.
Which I'm cool with. And I think I just really like their interaction with them, just kind of, taking each other seriously, but also poking at each other occasionally, goofing off a bit.
Yeah.
I think they bounce off each other really well in this. And that's more or less what it was, just inclusive of the title. Including there's a bit where Emmanuel was like, if they said you were trying to date Celestia or something like that, and Sun's just yeah. Such a freak. He's like, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. It's not that funny.
It's not that funny.
So yeah, I really liked it because I think it was a really well done interaction between those two. Also, it's Princess Twilight and Sunset, and
it's not
don't get that.
sci-fi.
We don't get that as much as we used to.
Yeah, I tend to get a lot of sci-fi instead.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty good. It was good dialogue.
Yeah, that's what sells it really, is the dialogue stuff. Just them talking. That's all it is literally them talking from pretty much the entire fic. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
You like dialogue.
I like really good dialogue. I love characters. This is where it is, this character-focused fic, not a story-focused fic. And I love character-focused stuff. I don't care how cliche the story is. If the characters are fun, I'll go with it. And I think that's part of why I like MLP in general. A lot of the stories are pretty predictable and cliche, but
it's the execution that does it.
Mm-hmm. So I really like it. And that's all I have to say about it.
That's all you have to say about it. Yeah. Like I said, it's pretty good. Not quite my thing, but I do like the dialogue and it's well written.
His Twidash.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, again, it's the right buttons.
It comes down to shipping preferences, really.
Yes. It really does come down to a lot of times it comes down to stuff like that. And yeah, it's good. Go read it.
Especially if you like Sunlight.
If you like Sunlight, then yeah. Obviously go read it.
OG Sunlight.
Guess that's it. That's the end of the episode. Got nothing else to talk about.
Yep.
If you liked what you heard and you want to hear more, you can find all of our episodes, past, future, present, at pony411.libsyn.com. That's LIBSYN. So yes, go there, find all of them, RSS feeds, and all that sort of good stuff. You can also find us via iTunes. Just search for Pony411, find us there, subscribe, have it auto-download, rate us. You know how to use iTunes, I hope.
Does iTunes know how to use iTunes?
Yeah, I don't know at this point. It is iTunes.
I had to spend 2 hours last night fixing my library because it broke.
Anyway, you can also find us via Stitcher.com, or use one of the mobile apps. Again, just search for us. You know our name. You can also find us on Google Play. That's play.google.com/music, and then you can search for us, Pony411. We are also on YouTube, youtube.com/pony411. Go like, subscribe, and comment, and click the notification bell if you want to, because that's what you have to do with YouTube. As much as I hate saying those things, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
We are also on Ponyville Live, along with all of their other shows. There's a whole bunch there. You can find us there. So yes, we also air on Ponyville FM every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So tune in and hear us then, or at any other time to hear great music, bunch of good stuff, and live DJs there almost all the time. So tune in whenever, really. If you would like to get a hold of us, you can email us. We are pony411podcast@gmail.com. So send us comments, criticisms, suggestions. Tell us how much you actually thought this was a really, really good episode and that we are completely wrong. Or you can tell us that we were completely right. Whichever floats your boat and doesn't run it into a rock.
Or Bidacudas.
Or Bidacudas. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/pony411. We'll post updates when they happen. You can also like our page. You know how to use Facebook, I'm hoping, by this time. You can also find us on Twitter. We are at pony411. Go follow us there, tweet us. That's probably the best way for quick little communications. See us post random crap whenever we happen to. You can also find us on a personal Twitter account. I'm Alca7raz with a 7 instead of T and an underscore at the end, and he is at Nemesis Prime 1.
Yeah.
So follow us there, see us tweet whatever we happen to tweet.
I got my car back.
Yeah! It's always a good feeling to get your car back.
I missed it.
Now that your clutch isn't about to fall apart.
Yeah.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, indeed. And it's very nice. Although I have to baby it.
Yeah, until you
it
break
breaks
the clutch in.
Yep. Also freaked out about a show earlier this week. Just like almost everyone else freaked out about it.
Was it Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Not that one.
Or
the people are freaking out with that
that
one.
was
But
the
earlier, big things happened on Steven Universe.
Oh, I haven't seen it
Yeah,
yet.
you're gonna see it
I'm going to
tonight.
see it right after recording. I'm going to finally see
Why everyone freaked
everyone
out.
was freaking out. I was doing my best to...
Stay away from spoilers.
I saw like a clip of one particular character who I think is important, but I'm doing my best to stay away until I see it.
Yep.
So yes, that is the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you like what you heard.
Mm.
Next week's going to be interesting because next week is Everfree.
Yes.
We will be at Everfree Northwest. We're going to try and put something out real quick to deal with the episode that's going to come out.
We'll do stuff like we usually do.
And yeah, we'll probably do like
podcasts.
little things throughout the day.
Yep, throughout the weekend.
Yeah, throughout the weekend.
We're going to do we're also going to do a normal short episode.
Yeah, like a newsless episode just to cover the episode, the pony episode. Yes. Our
use the word
episode will
episode a
cover
lot.
yes, episodes and episodes.
Anyway, the next one is the breakup breakdown.
Oh boy. So yes, that will be interesting. Hope you tune in then. But until then, remember, please pony responsibly. Also, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Tell your mother you love her.
You probably hope you did, because this will come after that.
Yes, hope you called your mother. If you didn't, say you're sorry. Also, pony responsibly. See ya.
Bye.